Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Recorded by Richter, back with another film review for you. So I literally just got home from seeing the Spike Lee joint, Highest to Lowest. It's Spike Lee's newest film that just came out. It stars Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright and A$AP Rocky. Those are the three main people in it. But aside from that, you had Ice Spice had a small role in it. Dean Winters had a role as a detective in it, who you might know from the Allstate commercials, but I know him more from the HBO series Oz, which was like HBO's first great series. It like predates The Sopranos, I believe. So I was excited about this cast. You also had Wendell Pierce in it, who is known from The Wire and Treme, and he's a Broadway star, all kinds of different stuff. So it had a great cast in it. It also had Finesh Hadara, who is been a collaborator of Spike Lee's for a while. She's been in a lot of his productions, as well as a show that I love a lot called The Godfather of Harlem. So that was kind of the gist of the cast, but I really enjoyed this movie. So obviously it had some unbelievable, it's an action thriller, mind you. Let me explain it a little first. So it's an action thriller. The plot basically is that Denzel Washington plays a record executive, David King, who runs this record label that's been on top for a while, but is now kind of like struggling to find hits and hasn't made a hit in like 20 years, or hasn't been on top in like 20 years. So he's trying to figure out what to do with his life, and he's trying to buy out his partner and kind of refocus the label in a direction that he wants to go. Well, in the midst of that, when he's getting ready to buy out his partner, his son gets taken hostage by someone who is kind of a failed musician and is kind of, plotting a little bit of a revenge on David King for, not paying him any attention. And so basically that is A$AP Rocky's character. And you don't even see A$AP Rocky much until the end of the movie. It's mostly over the phone you hear Rocky. But I think Rocky did a great job in it, and I was kind of curious to see how he was going to do, because the only thing I'd ever seen him in besides this was the movie Dope, and he just had a small role in that movie. But I thought A$AP Rocky did a good job. And obviously there's parts of the movie that you have to suspend disbelief, because, there's some crazy action sequences towards the end, but I'm not going to try to spoil it. I just wanted to talk about the reason that I really enjoyed this movie. And also for context, this is kind of a remake in a sense. It's a English language reinterpretation of Akira Kurosawa's 1963 Japanese film High and Low, and it's also based on a novel called King's Ransom by Ed McBrain. So the reason that I loved this movie so much is because the overarching theme to me, aside from it being an action thriller, which is something that I think Coogler did well with Sinners, was getting his message in with also making this, Hollywood movie that a lot of people are going to want to go see, was I think it was Spike Lee really standing up for real art. They had a lot of jabs at AI in it, and a lot of jabs at the automation of music and streaming, and how everything is so curated and it's really losing its humanity, and how little attention to detail people pay anymore, and how it seems like the cheapest things rise to the top. We have some of the most bottom of the barrel thinking going on social media. People use metrics from Billboard and monthly streamers as a metric to judge what quality music is. And that's just like such a sad thing to me, because it's not ever been that. And I think that this film really rallied around the concept of promoting real good quality art, real singers, real rappers, real artists, writers, novelists. It really made a stand up against the direction that the music industry is going, and the art industry at large. And I really appreciate that kind of sentiment. And there was a couple different parts in this that made me like kind of emotional in a sense, and which seems silly to say because it's like an action thriller or whatever, but There was a scene where Denzel Washington is at his like penthouse terrace balcony talking to his wife, and they're kind of talking about the struggles of what is happening with the record label, and she's kind of reminding him of the place that he came from, and talking about how when she used to live over the bridge and he would walk over to him, how he'd always be late because he would always decide to walk with his headphones on because he was so excited about finding new bands and new music. And that's something I can relate to so much, the excitement of that feeling. I used to do that constantly when I lived in Detroit. I would just walk around with my headphones on everywhere I went and just kind of take in the scenery while getting excited about music. And I think we can all related to that because music is such a powerful tool for us all. You know, I use it heavily to process emotions and to just feel. You know, I've dealt with a lot of death in my life. I've lost a lot of people in my life, and so I'm in a sense kind of numb to a lot of things, and not much makes me cry, but music has always done that to me. And there was 2 different points in this movie that did that for me. Also, I can't remember if I mentioned, did I say that Jeffrey Wright is in this movie? Because Jeffrey Wright, I'm such a super fan of. He's been in a million things. His breakout movie was Basquiat in '96, and he's been in a wide range of stuff, from Westworld to Boardwalk Empire to tons of Wes Anderson movies. His range is crazy. He's like such a gifted actor, and I just love him. And he was a great sidekick to Denzel in this movie. I really enjoyed them as a pairing in this film. But yeah, so the second part of the film that really welled my eyes up was the very end of the movie. I don't want to give away the scenarios of what happened, but there is a singing scene by a singer. She was playing a character in the movie, but her real name is Ayanna Lee, and she's a real musician, obviously, because she sings in the movie. And she gives this vocal performance at the end that had tears welling up in my eyes, man. There is something about someone that can just sing super, super well that, like, it really moves me. And she gave one of those performances. So I'm very much looking forward to looking up her music and diving into seeing what she's made out of when I get done with this video. I wanted to record it fresh. I mean, I literally just got home from it. It is August 15th right now, and I'm recording it. The movie just came out. And a reason I wanted to get it done now too is to try to urge people to get out to the theaters and see this, because it's only going to be in theaters for a little time. It's, I think, on September 5th. It already goes across over to the streaming platforms on Apple TV, I believe, is the streamer that gets it. So, you know, it's not going to be in theaters for long, which it sucks, but go try to see it in theaters if you can. I think Denzel did a great job in it. Jeffrey Wright did a great job. All these people did a great job, like I said. And one of the things that, like, back to that, putting the headphones in and walking around listening to music, that's how I got to this movie. I walked, because I live across the street from Imagine movie theaters. So I put my headphones on and I just walked over there, bought a ticket by myself, went over there and watched it. And then leaving the movie, I was just like feeling so moved by what I just saw at the very end of it that I put my headphones on and I went right to my favorite artists of all time. I went to Stevie, All Is Fair in Love, and then, because I really felt like listening to some great singing performances after that. And All Is Fair in Love makes me, you know, it gets me there emotionally every time. And then I listened to some Donny Hathaway and some Marvin Gaye, and on my way home, and just really enjoyed myself. And I think that's what I'm going to do the rest of the night while I'm editing this, is just listen to really great music and you know, enjoy myself. But that's what I had for it. There's obviously some parts you could be critical in the movie, but I think that if you suspend disbelief, take it for what it is as an action film, and just admire the acting performances and the music in it. There was a lot of great James Brown and a lot of references to Stevie and Aretha and all these great legendary singers. So it's just something that I really appreciated. I appreciated the messaging in it, and that's where I'm at with it today. So I will come back on here, like I said, about I want to do the Wu-Tang Clan story time. I want to get off my favorite albums so far of 2025, because I've already got like a list of 25 going, And then I have just published a piece on Little Sim's Lotus, which I have right here on vinyl. This album is incredible, and I just did a deep dive on this project and Little Sim's career in making music over her first 15 years in the industry. So that's where I'm at for you today, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.